So our next match, we turn our attention to men's singles. There, the newly crowned world champion, Chen, former winner of this event 2 years ago. He's up against Hans-Kristian Vittinghus. Chen, the 25-year-old from Fujian province, won the world title in Copenhagen earlier this year. 2 titles as far as Super Series is concerned, Korean and the Denmark. His opponent's 28-year-old Hans-Kristian Vittinghus. 2 years ago, he was a semi-finalist at the Super Series finals. He's played all 12 tournaments this year. 5 times he's been a quarter-finalist. So here comes the world champion, making his 4th appearance at the Super Series finals. #1 seed in 2014 here in Dubai. His previous 3 appearances at the Super Series finals, he's been the #2 seed. That's a pretty consistent time over 4 years of competition. Hans-Kristian Vittinghus. All 12 Super Series tournaments that make up the MetLife BWF World Super Series. He's a great supporter of the Super Series. He's a very thoughtful man. Serves on the Athletes Commission representing the players, and he's a player that I would have thought his style of play will very much be suited to the conditions here at this lovely stadium, the Handam Sports Complex here in Dubai. It's a wonderful stadium, but as Morten Frost was pointing out a little earlier, because it's such a big stadium,
or white,
and perhaps because of the shuttles as well, it's playing a little slow.
White.
And we'll come back to that in a moment. But I think that will suit Vittinghus' style very well indeed. He's a very fit man, he's a very physical player, but so too is this man, Chen. So this Group A match, Chen against Hans-Kristian Vittinghus. 4 different nations involved in this group. Korea and Japan, the other 2. So as far as Chen is concerned, well, his final at the last of the Super Series events in Hong Kong ensured that he went up 1 place on the Super Series rankings to finish the year as the #1 player on those Destination Dubai lists. He is currently #2 on the world ranking. Olympic bronze medalist in London in 2012. Asian Games silver medalist earlier this year, and of course the gold medal at the World Championships in Copenhagen just a few months ago. 7 finals from 11 tournaments so far this year. And as far as his first match in Group A, beat Kenichi Tago 21-11, 21-14. So to his opponent, Hans-Kristian Vittinghus, the 28-year-old, only making his 2nd appearance, his first appearance 2 years ago when he reached that semi-final, lost out to Du Pengyu, another Chinese player in that semi-final. Du Pengyu now no longer playing international badminton. 2 finals for him this year, but not in Super Series. Won the Belgian International and reached the final of the German Grand Prix Gold.
Okay.
So our umpire, Simon Howe from Hong Kong, Mike Walker from Canada, our service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Hans-Kristian Vittinghus, Denmark. On my left, Chen, China. Hans-Kristian Vittinghus to serve. Level, play.
So the 28-year-old Dane, Hans-Kristian Vittinghus, getting this Group A match underway. Now, in his first match, he had to play against the number 3 seed, So Wan-ho of Korea won in 2 straight games, 21-13, 21-16. I think this opening rally perhaps proving my point that this could, both very physical players and both runners, and this could be an interesting contest.
Yes, but both having a very good attack as well.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with you. It could be very evenly matched. I somehow just feel that Vittinghus is using a little bit more energy, playing his style of play than Chen Long is doing, which means that Vittinghus can end up at the end of the day being too tired to continue adding on the pressure on Chen Long. But let's see how it goes.
Yes, well, it's interesting. This is the 9th meeting between these two players. And Hans-Kristian Vittinghus won the first meeting between the two, which was in the first round of the Macau Grand Prix Gold 5 years ago. Since then, they've played another 7 times, and those 7 times Chen Long has won, which is a little ominous for you Danish fans.
Yes, absolutely. But interesting would be to see the scores, and obviously you don't have that, but I could easily foresee that some of the matches gone into 3, but somehow Vittinghus is spending too much energy on sustaining the pressure on his opponent, and therefore eventually running out of energy and losing these matches. But let's see.
Well, to answer your question, 3 times they've been to 3 games.
3-1.
Including 2 of the last 3 occasions.
Jill, it's so good to have you next to me. It's so good. You can answer all my stupid questions.
Not stupid questions at all. It's interesting.
But from a Danish point of view, a very good start here for Vittinghus.
Service over. 2-4. Service over. 5-2.
Yeah, it was a nice idea.
Service over. 3-5.
Goodness, that was a good lift.
Oh.
Yeah, but what good play from Vittinghus.
Service over. 6-3.
One of 2 Danish players to qualify for the men's singles here at the Super Series finals. 2 Japanese players as well in the top 8, and therefore in Dubai.
That's out. That's out.
That's
well
gone
left.
wide. And it may be a surprise to some people, more than the fact that for the 2nd year running, there's only been 1 Chinese men's singles player qualify.
Yes.
Wang Shiming a year ago. This year, of course, Chen Long.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say strange that Wang Shiming is not in the top 8 like Super Series tournament like this, but
Service over.
he must be very borderline, whether he's in or out. But I don't know if he's played enough tournaments to support the Super Series enough to be there.
Well, the fact that Chen Long is the only Chinese player in the men's singles. I'm thinking back to a conversation we had yesterday, Morten, where we talked about how Chen Long now, you know, he is world champion. He's lived in the shadow of Lin Dan for so many years. Lin Dan, the reigning Olympic champion, two-time Olympic champion. And of course now the pressure is on Chen Long that he must deliver, and the sole Chinese representative in the men's singles, China will be expecting of him.
Absolutely. But it just shows that, you know, the world is catching up with China. And that goes for men's singles and women's singles.
9-4.
Still extremely strong in the women's doubles. Mixed doubles, they have many good pairs as well, but other good pairs in the world. But women's doubles, extremely strong. Men's doubles is all up in the air. Many nations can win. Korea very strong at the moment. So China is very, very much challenged, I think, in almost all 5 categories apart from the women's doubles.
Yeah.
10-4.
Well, this is a very, very good start by the Dane. And just quickly to answer your question about Wang Zhiming in the men's singles, he finished the year ranked 10 on the Super Series
so
list.
Just outside.
So just outside.
Yeah.
11-4.
Yeah.
Interval.
7-point advantage for Hans-Kristian Vittinghus.
Super flot spil. Ja. Bliver vi ved her. Når vi starter op her efter pausen, så er vi opmærksom på, at der kommer han med lidt mere. Hvis du kigger lige på, om inden han stiller sig op, hvor klar han står i benene. Ja. Ellers så sæt en flip på, en svip på. Hvis du svipper, så slår han ned på den, ikke? Så vær klar på den. Og så de første 4-5 slag, der er vi 100% på.
Well, Jesper Larsen's having a busy day, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the only coach from
Yeah.
Denmark here, so yes. And he's on the next one as well.
So he's presumably happy with Hans-Kristian.
He is. Hoko, as we call him, which is HK.
Yeah.
But yes, Vittinghus is. Both of them obviously very happy, and both of them expecting that Chen Long will add on more pressure now. The pace, and I agree with both of the Danes that Chen Long is sitting back a little bit too much. He's not adding enough pressure. He's not playing enough pace. And obviously this suits Vittinghus very nicely, and he's just, you know, quite happy playing his shots, and it's not too much under pressure. So, you know, he just wants it to continue.
Missed it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit deja vu, thinking back to yesterday, isn't it, with Chen Long when he was playing against Kenichi Targo. Was 7-11 down in the opening game before winning 14 straight points. It's a bit more of a deficit against Vittinghus in this opening game, but you know, I'm almost sort of like you. I'm sort of expecting Chen Long suddenly just to...
He's got to open up.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yep.
Start adding the pressure.
6-12.
I do, however, think that he will not be able to take 14 points in a row here.
Simply because Vittinghus is a different style in that he'll run things down more?
He's a lot more focused.
Yeah.
He would not let him get away with it. He might not be able to win it, but he will take his points. That's an awesome lift. Perfect lift. it's amazing. Obviously, nobody will be able to remember what I'm telling now, but when you're watching Hans-Kristian Vittinghus playing, he reminds me so much of another Danish player who won the All England in 1975 against Rudi Hartona in the final.
Sven Free.
And that was Sven Free. The style of play is so similar.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And only old people like me can remember that, because I used to play him.
Well, I remember him, so that must make me old too.
Yeah, you're into the same league.
This is a good rally, isn't it? Yeah, he followed in well.
He did.
But didn't capitalise.
No, he was too good, that shot.
And that is something, you know, you talked about Vittinghus working so hard, and perhaps he's got to work so hard that he can't last the pace in this sort of match if it has to go to 3. But the number of times I see him playing a rally, he builds the opening, he gets the opportunity, he goes forward, he could take it early, but then he plays the safety thing.
Yeah.
He plays the next shot, and the number of times I just want him to be a little more, not committed, because he is committed, but a little more adventurous, more
committed, can
decisive.
be used in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I think what is interesting here is that you have not seen Vittinghus has got a very good smash.
Haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it.
No.
Every time he's hitting half smashes and slice shots. He's not had 100% smash yet, and I'm sure he knows it's a waste of time. Don't do it. I save my energy. I'd rather play it like this, and I think it's a very clever choice. See, that's one of them. He's trying to hit a little bit too hard, out of balance. He's getting punished straight away.
7-15.
It's not the perfect example, but it's a pretty good example.
Yeah. Now the court will need to be mopped. Down on his knees, get his racket to it. Just amazes me how quickly the players get up and play on.
Play.
Dear.
9-15. Service over. 16-9.
It's a good shot by Chen Long.
Service over.
Now that's the sort of shot that I was trying to explain.
I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
he did not get there early enough to do anything about
Yeah.
it. He was committing himself, but he did not get there early enough, and then he took the racket back as well.
Exactly, he lets the shuttle come to him too much. If he had used his arm and the length of the
He would have
racket as
played
well.
a faster shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know, obviously I know Vittinghus very well. I've watched him for 10 years or so, and not only on the international circuit, but also back in Denmark. And on occasions, he's completely losing the plot in terms of, you know,
Tactical awareness.
No, suddenly he just starts making so many mistakes, and he just can't stop it. He needs. That's why he's so happy. He is so happy getting that point, because he knows that would he lose another 2 points, 12-16,
Yeah.
could be very, very difficult for him. 17-11 is so much better for him.
Yeah,
It would be for anyone, I know that, but Vittinghus gets in these rhythms where he starts making 6, 7, 8 points to the opponent, making mistakes.
Yeah.
And obviously he's very, very conscious about it, but he can't do anything about it. But he knows it, and that's why he was so happy when he got this point.
Play.
Well, a little look from Vittinghus towards the umpire.
It's instinct.
Yeah,
All
wondering if
players are doing it.
Chen Long had taken the shuttle before
No.
it crossed over the net. Absolutely not.
Perfect.
Service over.
I don't know. Do you call that another
18.
gifted point?
12.
An error from Chen Long, but
Yeah.
It was more forced, wasn't it? There was.
It was, but here Vittinghus is opening off a bit, and he got away with it, but he was hitting harder. I know it was still a slice, but he was hitting it harder and got him a little bit out of balance, and I think he was happy to get that one.
Oh my goodness! Well, that is just exemplifies exactly what you were talking about.
13.
Yeah.
What on earth was he thinking of?
It's not even close.
No. In fact, it hit the bottom of the net. Missed it. Oh, Chen Long is losing a little patience.
19-13.
And now the Dane, just 2 points away from this opening game. In badminton terms, that was quite a miss from Chen Long.
Yeah, Vittinghus is definitely tactically, he's just hanging in there. He's not taking a lot of initiative. He's just hanging in, making sure that he doesn't make mistakes. A lot of his shots are quite safe, apart from what we just saw before when he was playing that in the bottom of the net. But, you know, it's a lot of safety shots. And then that's one of his favourites.
Yeah,
20.
and very, very well played.
13.
Brings up 7 game point opportunities.
But at 16-10, I'm telling you, he was worried. He was.
Yeah. Oh, that is magnificent. What an angled shot to close out the opening game.
First game won by Hans-Kristian.
Just
41-13.
brought the racket head over the top of the shuttle so quickly. Look, there's no follow through of the racket, clipping it down, creating the angle. And that was absolutely wonderful. Opening game then to Hans-Kristian Vittinghus, 21-13 in 19 minutes of play.
Fast i indimellem lige tage den langsomme, og specielt i hans baghåndsside, der er han ret skarp derpå. Hvis du saver ind i hans baghånd, så skærer han dig kryds ned der. Så hvis du kan save den kort, så skal det være måske ind mod hans form, så får du lidt bedre. Ja, ind mod tid, ja. Så indimellem så er der også de der hårde klier, og dem, der virkelig dirigerer, dem kommer han med et par stykker af nu, og vi slår dem lidt mere døde. Her til sidst, der har du lige et par stykker, hvor du så giver ham noget også. Ja. Så når du er op nogle gange, så ikke altid stikker kort indimellem, så giv ham den der også, hvor han får testet noget. Fordi det giver ham også sådan en bevidsthed om, at du har svar igen, ikke også? Altså, så han ikke bare får lov til at dirigere. Flot spil. Super flot.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So as the players return to court, Chen Long has certainly got to up his game because Hans-Kristian Vittinghus of Denmark taking that first one, 21-13.
1 love.
And I kept waiting for the world champion from China to suddenly change his tactics, but it never really materialized, did it, in that opening game?
No, it did not. And obviously it's very important for Chen Long now, beginning of this second game, to apply that pressure as we're expecting him to do. But does he not apply the pressure, and does he not tire out Vittinghus, then it can go all the way, and he can't be sure to win it. He's got to apply the pressure, he's got to apply the pace, making sure that Vittinghus is working so hard for his points. And then eventually, I think, does that happen, Chen Long is having a little bit safer game. But there's no doubt Vittinghus is very happy with how it's going at the moment.
Yes, and thinking about the whole group stage here of the Super Series finals, the fact that Vittinghus, even if he wasn't to beat Chen Long in this match, if it goes the full distance, he ends up losing. The fact that he has won a game could be absolutely vital come the decider as to who qualifies for the semi-final stage.
It all depends. So Wenho, has he retired?
He has pulled out.
So the first match Vittinghus won doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
So it's a playoff between him and Targo. The winner goes through.
Well, that's if he loses.
If he loses, yes, yes.
Yeah. But he won't be thinking about that right now.
No, no, no.
4-1.
So for Vittinghus, he must hang in now. 5-1, 6-1 is not good.
Service over. 2-4.
So it's 1-1 on that one. Chen Long did it to Vittinghus just 2 or 3 points ago. And now Vittinghus did it back. Retaliation. Same shot. Same effect. 1 point.
There's a challenge here from Chen Long.
Called out.
Line judge was slightly hesitant. Well, in fact, Vittinghus has already handed the shuttle back to his opponent. He knows it was in.
Yeah, and that's so typical Hans-Kristian, isn't it?
He's such a good sportsman.
He is. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He knows and say, okay, you have it.
Well, we're waiting for Hawkeye to make the decision, but Vittinghus has said, yep, no, it was in.
Correction.
You never see that, do you? You
Service
always
over.
see the player hold on
5-3.
to the shuttle until
Right.
the decision is made, but not Vittinghus.
No.
He knows, and then just, okay, that's it.
And I have to say how delightful to see that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, because we had an instant
6,
yesterday, didn't we, in the
3.
women's doubles, where we could clearly see there'd been a double hit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't spotted by the umpire, and opponents appealed to the players who had violated the rules, and they just turned away and said, well, the umpire's got to make the decision.
Yep.
Sportsmanship is alive and well, and it's in the form of Vittinghus.
That's out. That's out.
Service over. 4-6.
Oh, that's good. That is magnificent.
Service over. 7.
Didn't seem to have any swing at that shot, and yet generated pace.
Yeah, Vittinghus was overcommitting. As you can see, he was all to the other side, waiting for a lift and possibly an attacking opportunity, but Chen Long saw it.
You know, trying to do the same thing back.
8-4.
Vittinghus missing. Well, one thing we know for certainty is Chen Long will have a day off tomorrow, because Son Wan Ho has withdrawn from the tournament, so we can afford to give absolutely everything to this.
9-4.
Unsighted line judge.
Line judge inside.
So it is the umpire who's calling for Hawkeye to adjudicate. And the umpire is only allowed to make the call if he's clearly seen what the situation was, and because it wasn't clear, he said, well, I'd like Hawkeye to just tell us whether it was in or out. Chen Long was convinced it was out.
It's close. It's very close.
And of course, it won't be Chen Long who loses a challenge. Here we go. And it was out. Chen Long was absolutely correct.
Oh, sorry.
Well done, Vittinghus. Umpire making a momentary error.
Play.
And Vittinghus
Straight away say challenge.
challenge.
Yeah, he's a quick man.
Yeah, lovely man.
11-4. Interval.
Well, same scoreline as the opening game, a 7-point deficit or difference between the two players, but in total contrast to the opening game. Here in the second, it's Chen Long who has the advantage.
但是你就保住自己的引体就行，特别后传弓连贯引体打上去连贯。好，准备好，发力发射。
Men metoden er stadigvæk at holde ham kort, og så prøver han som regel at holde den tilbage. Og der må vi op, der skal du prøve også at ture og så højt, så du kan holde den tilbage, så det ikke bliver hernede fra, at du prøver at lægge den ind til nettet anden gang. Stadigvæk, hvis den kommer ret meget bag.
Play.
So a handsome lead in this second game for the world champion, Chen Long. It's going wide.
It is.
And I suppose for a player
12-4.
like Vittinghus, Morton, who relies so heavily on his physicality, given what you said in the opening game about the fact he has to work so hard for each point that he wins in a match, I suppose there comes a point in a situation like this where he says to himself, I give up on this game and I'm going to save myself for a third and decider.
And I think it's coming here.
Yeah.
I think that shot indicates exactly what you're saying. That shot there, he would have been on all fours in the first game to get it.
Yeah.
But I think Jesper Larsen really gave a good advice, but it will cost energy. But I think it's the right advice when you say, you know, you've got to start taking your shots earlier at the net. Vittinghus are taking them, he's taking them too low. And if he wants to apply a little bit of pressure on Chen Long, he's got to take these shots a lot higher. This is the first 100% smash.
Yeah.
Possibly out of a little bit of desperation.
So I'm not the only one then that has noticed Vittinghus's net shots that, you know, with the same movement, he could actually take it higher.
Yes. He's got to go for pace rather than deception.
Yeah. That's wide.
Yeah.
Service over. 14-6.
Oh, that's nicely done. Good rally from Vittinghus.
Service over. 7-14.
Yeah, that's another perfect example.
Service over.
Tried to make it deceptive by letting the shuttle come to him, looking as if he was going to lift the shuttle. And in all honesty, Vittinghus should have and could have taken that shuttle much earlier and just played the simple net shot.
16-7.
It's a long way up now for Vittinghus. I think what he will do is, you know, he will let this go. He's not too bothered. The distance is just too far. And then he will go all out in the beginning of the third game. See if he can get a good lead.
Yeah.
If he can't get that lead, it will be very difficult for him, and then he's got to make decisions.
18-7.
Well, I understand the philosophy. I'd probably consider the same thing myself. We see it in other sports as well, don't we? In track cycling, for instance, you know, when then they have the best of three in some of their disciplines, and you know, if you're too far behind, you give up on that one, save yourself for the next one.
Yeah.
Next race.
Yeah, as long as you stay in contention in the match or in the tournament or whatever you are, you know, you apply tactics according to that.
Yeah.
That, in my book, is perfectly okay.
Overdone it. So a whole host of game point opportunities for world champion Chen Long to level this Group A match at 1 game apiece. That's gone wide.
Service over.
Disgusted with himself.
8-20.
It's a good net shot. Yeah, and look at the reward, a short lift.
10-20.
That's gone wide, and therefore the second game to Chen Long of China.
Third game won by Chen Long, 21-10. 1 game over.
21-10, the second game. 37 minutes into the match, and it's 1 game apiece.
Så holder du ham både langt og kort, men du kører det herop, og du skal ikke dernede, det er herop, vi kører det. Og det er langt fremme i banen, så når du har kørt ham ned, og du ved, eller så kommer han som regel med et eller andet, når du har ham med baglinjen også, så ind og flytte ham kort ind til nettet, og så være klar på den næste der. Okay? Og så satser vi på det. Vi må gerne lægge det tæt, vi må gerne lave fejl, for vi får også point på det. Ja. Ikke også? Så vi skal ture og gøre det der, fordi det er den vej, vi skal. Ja. Det er den måde, vi skal vinde på. Nye hjørner. Kører stadigvæk på forhåndshjørnet dernede, når vi er i tvivl og så videre, men vi kører ham ikke dernede 2 gange i træk. Så giver vi ham en kort en, og så kan han få den igen.
Okay? 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Final game. Level play.
Well, without stating the absolute obvious, it is vital for Vittinghus to get a good start in this deciding game.
over.
Because, of course, I was saying in the second game, Morton, that Chen Long has got a day off tomorrow. He's already beaten Targo. So Vittinghus knows he has to play Targo tomorrow, regardless of the result of this match, and it could be for a decider. It could be just to confirm his place at top of the group. No, that's not possible, is it? Because if he wins, he's 1 in 3.
Ah, but if Vittinghus wins this one and he wins tomorrow, then he's top of the group.
Yeah.
But he's got to win this one, otherwise it's Chen Long that's top of the group.
Yeah.
But then there will be a playoff between Targo and Vittinghus, who goes to the semi-final, who will end up second in the group. That's nice. That's very, very nice.
It's always nice to have a straight playoff, isn't it, to decide rather than having to go on count back of games won and lost and points won and lost.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good smash. Not full power, good placement.
2-all.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness me!
Oh, that's out.
Oh, it's called in.
It's called in. Yeah,
it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Challenge from Vittinghus. He seemed to not be able to get up. He had the wrong part of his foot on the floor or something. Stumbled as he tried to get up. Instead of being on the underside of his shoe. Take a look at this, Morton. After he's gone down.
He can't get up.
Look, yeah. Then the dive. Oh, come on, Vittinghus, a bit of effort, please.
It's in.
Yeah, I thought it was in too. Well, that's one challenge.
Yeah, but I think that was a good choice.
Yep.
Service over. 3-2. Hans-Kristian Vittinghus. 1 challenge remains. Play.
Oh, yeah.
4-2.
It's not just speed of shot, it's speed of movement to be able to play the shot as well. Look how early he takes that Chen Long, and we didn't see that in the opening game.
Now, when Chen Long is fired up, he's good from that forehand deep corner. But when he's not, it's possibly his weakest point. Because he needs to make that effort like that. That effort he needs to make. And if he's not doing that, it's a very safe corner to play against him.
Missed it.
Service over. 3-4. Play.
The lift wasn't deep enough, was it?
No.
Service over. 5-3.
Always an indication. Look at the player's feet. Yep, he's landed well inside that double service line. Chen Long, that shows that the lift wasn't right to the back of the court.
7-3.
It's interesting. I think I can hear Vittinghus saying, I don't know what to do now. And it's just a sign of the fact that Chen Long is really adding on the pressure. He's playing good attacking shots and keeping his smashes in, and you know, he's adding on a good pressure here.
Yeah.
And Vittinghus' defense is crumbling a bit, and he doesn't know what to do. And this is a desperate shot as well. It's not a desperate shot. It's one of his favorites, but he must keep it in.
Well, just sense that things are looking a little bit desperate now for the Dane.
Service over. 4-9.
Coach Jesper Larsen is very happy with the performance there of Vittinghus. The only thing is it takes a lot of energy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Overdone it.
Service over. 10-4.
A little shake of the head there from Vittinghus.
He's not happy. That's the second time in a row that's
Yeah.
going out.
Play.
So all three games at the mid-game interval have had a scoreline of 11-4. That's fairly extraordinary, isn't it? And as with the second game, the advantage is with Chen Long.
可以啊，就这种，就是一个他球发接班，三分球他们有时候会变一下，是吧？正手三分球基本上以后场为主。
为什么我发球正背的，他有个上，对，我以为他要反应，他会推不过的。
关关刚才
20 seconds.
好，掌握这个高，别紧，
Did you manage to catch anything of Jesper Larsen's instructions?
No, not really, because you know, we were mostly on Chen Long, and when we were finished there, there's hardly any conversation left on the Danish side.
13-4.
That's a good rally here. That's out.
But look at the contrast with Chen Long, racket arm outstretched, trying to take that net shot early.
Yes.
5-13.
Huge difference between the two players. Look at that. I know he hit wide of the court, but able.
All intentions correct.
Yeah.
That's out. Yeah, that's out.
Oh, there's a challenge here from Chen Long.
Chen Long called out.
He made one challenge earlier and he was correct, so he's still got his 2 challenges, but I suspect after this he'll have 1 challenge.
Yes.
Because I thought that was out, clearly out.
I thought that was out too.
Yeah, there we are, clearly out.
Challenge unsuccessful. 6-13. Channel, 1 challenge remaining. Play. Service over. 14-6.
Yeah, it's not just his facial expressions, his whole body language now. Vittinghus says to me that, you know, well, I had my chance after that first game, and I'm not sure I have the belief right now anymore.
Yeah, but once again, we have to commend that Chen Long has really stepped up.
Yes.
Good pace. He has kept a very tight ship in the last 2 games here. Plays solid badminton, good pace, scoring on his winners. You know, having the opportunity, he's going for it. He's scoring the points. He's played a good game.
Yeah.
Service over. 15-7.
A little smile there from Shahsrunser. Don't often see that, do you?
I think they all recognised they were a bit lucky on that one, or Vittinghus desperately unlucky.
16-7.
Yeah. Plumb on the line. Oh, there's only one winner now, barring any sort of catastrophe, injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope to goodness that's not the case. I've had too many injuries in this tournament already.
18-7.
No more resistance, really, from Vittinghus.
Just 2 points away from victory, Chen Long, and as I said earlier, solid game, solid match.
Yeah.
8-19.
But at least I can say that I was right in the sense that Vittinghus is spending more energy on his style of play than Chen Long is, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Vittinghus is suffering for it.
20. Match point 8.
Well, he's going to suffer even more in a minute because he's match points down and he'll suffer a loss. Delaying the inevitable, but good to see him still fighting.
20.
Something you can always rely on with Vittinghus. Oh, that is delightful. What a beautiful reverse slice straight drop from Chen Long to close out the match. 13-21, 21-10, 21-9 in the deciding game.
13-21, 21-10, 21-9.
3 minutes shy of the hour mark, and the world champion Chen Long, the #1 seed, safely through against Hans-Kristian Vittinghus of Denmark. Well, that victory for Chen Long over Vittinghus confirms that he will finish this group top of Group A, because Sun Wan Ho retired earlier today and therefore he's withdrawn from the tournament. So tomorrow's match, Vittinghus against Targo, will be a straight playoff. Whoever wins that will progress through to the semi-final stage. As for the other group, well, it's all wide open at the moment. Of course, Shrikant Kidambi won yesterday against Kenta Momoto, but Momoto earlier today beat Jan Jorgensen. Jorgensen having beaten Sugiyato yesterday, so it's all wide open. It's all going to come down. Well, our last match of the afternoon, Kidambi against Sugiyato, will be very significant. So they're the three-time former champions from Denmark, Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen. In fact, they've been in 4 Super Series finals